Welcome back, barbecue friends. Well, today we're going to fire up the Napoleon Pro kettle here. We're going to be making some Italian style meatballs. This is a simple way I do it. I'll show you what I'm doing step by step. So let's open her up. So I got some hardwood lump charcoal banked to one side here. I got my fire starter just under part of the pile there. We'll light that up. I got my bottom vent set on 1. You can see how I got all my charcoal on the one side. So we'll let that engage from the fire starter. While that's happening, let's get our meat ready. Okay, here's what I got to make the meatballs today. I got 2 pounds of lean ground beef. I got a pound of ground pork. I got some panko crumbs, salt, pepper, and some Italian seasoning. Okay, I'm going to start off in a large bowl here. Put all my meat in here. Got my lean ground beef. Got my ground pork. Now, I just try to eyeball what I need for seasoning for this much meat. This is 3 pounds. I'm probably using about maybe a teaspoon of salt. And about the same with black pepper. Of course, I'm using fresh ground black pepper. Now I got this mix of Italian herbs and seasoning. I'm going to add that. Probably about 2 tablespoons. Now my panko crumbs, I'm probably going to put about maybe a half a cup. And we'll give everything a good mix. There we go. That should about do it. Looks like I got a pretty good mix there. I'm just going to squish it to the bottom of the bowl so it'll give me a little bit easier for measuring here. Something like that. Now, as far as how many meatballs. Now I have 3 pounds of ground meat here. I figure I'm going to do 1/4 pound balls. I'm going to make 4 balls for each pound, so I'm going to make a total of 12 meatballs. So what I'm going to do now that it's all flattened out, just going to kind of divide this in half. Just like that. Now, divide this in thirds. Now try to eyeball each one of these. Make sure they're somewhat even. Add a little bit to the other if they're not. So we got 6 balls here. We're going to break all these in half, which will give us 12. All right. Got those all rolled up. These are ready for the grill. Now we'll see if the grill's ready for these. Okay, during the time that we were getting that meat ready, you can see we got a nice heat source going. Our fire cup's still in flame there, but we'll give it another minute or so. All right, it's been about 5 minutes or so since we made our meatballs. You can see we got a really nice heat source started there. So what we're gonna do now, put our grill grate in. We're gonna leave it at the highest setting. Let's close our lid. Now for now, we'll leave the upper vent fully open until we're starting to read some temperature here on the dome. Then we'll cut it back a little bit. Bring it back in 5 minutes or so. Well, while we're waiting for some temperature here on the dome, I got this beer from Collective Arts Brewing. It's the Raspberry and Lime Goes. Figured I'd give that a try. Nice flavorful beer. You can see the pink color in that. You can smell the raspberry in that. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's a bit tart. It's a bit salty. That raspberry flavor is right in there. Yeah, that lime flavor. Very good. Good stuff. Okay, after a few minutes, we're starting to get about 200 degrees here on the dome temp. Take my barbecue brush, give my cast iron grill grate a bit of a brush here. Now I got some avocado oil here in my oil sprayer. I'm going to spray down this grill grate. Nice generous amount of oil. Just like that. Now we'll close the dome lid. Now I'm going to cut back our damper here to about halfway between wide open and closed. We'll just let that rest at that spot for a couple minutes. All right, now that our dome temperature has come back just over 200 degrees, time to get our meatballs on. Now what I like to do, put a couple gloves back on, because as we're setting these on the grill, we might want to reshape them a little bit. So I got my heat source here, all the lit coals. So we're going to put the meatballs over at this side of the grill. Like I say, just give them a quick reshape in there. All right, here we have it. We've got our lit coals down here, and we got our meatballs off opposite to our coals. Let's close our lid. Now we're not going to let these go for very long. We're going to rotate these throughout the cook because I want to try to maintain that round shape. If we just let it set, they might settle down a bit. So we'll put a timer on for about 10 minutes. We'll get back in. We'll give them a little rotate. In the meantime, we'll enjoy some of this beer. After about 10 minutes of these meatballs being on the grill, we've got a dome temperature of around 300 degrees. Now I'm going to place these starting from one side to the other. I'm kind of reshaping them a little bit as I go. Now what I'm going to do is just slightly rotating them, putting them back over the grill. Now we'll just close the dome, put the timer on for another 10 minutes, then I'll bring you back and we'll check them then. Okay, it's been another 10 minutes. I got a dome temperature of close to 400 degrees. Now I'm gonna move these over again. We're gonna rotate them slightly again. Just let these continue cooking away. We're going to close the lid again. We're going to dampen back that upper damper a little bit so our temperature doesn't get out of control. Now we'll put our timer on for another 10 minutes and I'll bring you back then. There, now it's been another 10 minutes for a total cooking time of a half hour. Just gonna get our temperature probe here, check some of these. Running around 135, 138. Okay, these still got a little bit of time to go. We'll give these about 5 more minutes, then we'll come back and I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. It's been another 5 minutes here for total cooking time of 35 minutes on these meatballs. I'm just gonna give them one more flip around here. I got these nice mini sub buns. Toast that over the fire, directly over the fire. Try to get both sides of the buns. Okay. Now, just gonna lay them in an aluminum tray here. Just like that. Now I'll move these directly over the fire, get them a little bit of sear on the outside. All we're doing here is kind of giving them a final sear, finish bringing them up to temperature. Again, just keep turning those around. All right, we've been rotating these over the flame. We got an interior temperature of, we got 151 there, 152, 165 there. We're gonna take these off, put them on the board, let them rest. These are the meatballs, just coming off the grill, resting on the board here. They're just looking fantastic. All right, so we got these toasted buns here. What I'm gonna do, put a couple meatballs in each bun here. Just like that. Now I got some pizza sauce here. Put a little bit on there, each meatball. Now I got a slice of Havarti cheese here for each sandwich. So break those in half, just put them over top like that. Now we'll put these back on the grill till that cheese melts. I'll come back. I'll see you in a bit. All right, it's only been a few minutes here. This cheese is starting to melt nicely. Time to take one off and we'll do a taste test. All right, here we have it. Italian style meatballs cooked here on the Napoleon Grills kettle. Made myself a nice little sandwich here. But before we bite into this, let's take a look at these meatballs. Let's slice one open here, just to show you on the inside. Cooked right through, just perfectly. Looks like nice smoke penetration on there. Let's give it a try. The Italian seasoning comes right through. Nice tender meatball. You get a bit of that smoke flavor from the charcoal. Nice seasoning, not overly salty, peppery. Very good. You get a nice taste both of the beef and the pork in this. Very tasty. All right, a meatball sandwich here. A little bit of pizza sauce in there. Cheese on top. The crunch of that toasted bread. The herbs and the pizza sauce itself, along with that cheese. Man, what a great sandwich. Well, between the prep time, the cook time, we're probably looking under an hour total for everything. Tasty meatballs, you can do anything you want with. Put this on a pasta, put it in a pasta sauce, or make a delicious sandwich. Always fun to get out, cook here on a Napoleon Pro Kettle. The newest barbecue to the arsenal here. If you enjoyed this cook, I appreciate you giving me that thumbs up. And of course, want to see more cooks like this? Click that subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Barbecue with Greg. Thanks for watching Barbecue with Greg. One of those barbecue cooking shows people watch on YouTube sometimes.